Welcome back, boys and girls, to week 7 of the PGBL. And this week I have the Cincy Scizors, who is leading our conference undefeated, 6-0. I am 5-1 going into this game. And yeah, if we win, we'll be looking to take control of the conference. However, if we lose, well, we have to fight this guy twice, because in this league, everyone has like a rival. And of course, my rival's the one undefeated guy. So it'd be really nice to get this first win against him. We're going to have to fight him again in week 9, so just a week in between. So if he wins this, then I'm actually going to be put in a pretty poor position, and because I'm going to have to fight this guy again. So hopefully we'll get the win right now, and yeah, take control of the conference. So there is my draft, as you guys may or may not remember, and that's all I have to say about it. Let's take a look at the Cincy Scizors. And if I didn't mention it, this is Vizually's team. And not only is he 6-1, mind you, but he's actually a very, very good, well-known battler on YouTube. You probably already heard of him. And he's the champion of the PGBL currently. He won last year. And of course, I'm the new guy, so the new guy can fight the champion twice. Okay, fine. I'm okay with that. Heatran is a big threat. You got Hydreigon as a Z captain of his. In the back of my mind, I see Swallow. Oh, God, Boom Burst, Sweeper. Gliscor is going to be a hard Pokemon to get around if he brings it. Of course, the Mega Gallade is also really problematic for me because it's fast. And it's faster than most of my draft. And I can hit actually really hard. You can hit pretty much everything on my team hard. I need a way to outspeed it. So I'm going to have to bring a couple Scarfers. Looking at the rest of his team, I don't think he's really going to bring the Venomoth. I know he's going to, in the back of my mind, he might bring that little, Slurpoof in order to set up sticky webs. Rotom is pretty much guaranteed because the only thing I have to deal with it is basically Tapu Bulu, but he could easily bring Hidden Power Poison to mitigate that. He has the Hyperior, which I'm not entirely sure. Decidueye, which I'm not entirely sure. And of course he has a Alomomola as well, which he has a very good job of mixing in bulk with his sweepers. In fact, this is a very, very bulky team, aside from a couple Pokemon. So it's going to be kind of like a chess match, and my team is very, very offensive, so we need to get off to an early advantage if we can, and just kind of, start the sweeping early, because that's what my team does really well. It's really offensive. So without further ado, let's get into this battle against Vizually. This is a very crucial matchup here, because the winner of this game will take control of the conference. So yeah, I'm hoping I can pull this out. So any switch, there he is. He has the whole nursemaid outfit thing, so that's good for him. Anyways, I'm just going to lead with my Nihilego, as he decides to lead with Rotom Wash. So this is an interesting lead. I know that if he goes Hydro Pump, it would hurt, but I have good special bulk, so I decided just to set up Stealth Rocks because they're going to be kind of nifty this match. And he goes for the trick, which actually is not bad. In fact, he's Choice Scarfed himself, and yeah, I get to change my move. They changed this a bit, I think, in Gen 5, that when you get tricked to Choice Scarf, you get to change up your moves. He's going to go for the trick again, once again, predicting the switch, and that's fine. So now I get to switch my move again. I went for the Power Gem, in case you wanted to go into Heatran, but now I'm actually going to switch it up. I already showed the Power Gem. I'm going to actually go for the Sludge Wave, because I don't think he's going to go into Heatran. Instead, he goes into his Alomomola, and judging by that Sludge Wave damage, I can already tell you that this is going to be a specially bulky Alomomola. So that's interesting to note. It means that I need to hit it, hopefully, physically. Tapu Bulu can do it, even if it is physical bulk, but just going to go into Tapu Bulu now, as he goes for a Wish. So it's going to be the normal Alomomola. Actually, Alomomola typically, is going to be like a Cleric, but it's usually physically bulky. This one's definitely especially bulky, it seems, because of how well it took the Sludge Wave. So, yeah, I'm just going to go to my Politoed, and I don't even remember why I do this. I think I don't want to take... I don't remember. So I go into Politoed. No, you know what? Maybe I'm predicting to switch into Heatran. No, that's what I'm doing. But he goes into Decidueye instead, and that's not really what I wanted, because... Actually, I wasn't really, when I was preparing for this team, Decidueye was kind of, on the back burner, it's he might bring, he might not. But this Decidueye is actually a major problem for my team, because nothing really wants to take a Leaf Blade in the grassy terrain. And of course, this thing is Brave Bird, so now that I switched in Tapu Bulu, it's well, now I'm going to have to take a Brave Bird. I decided just to go for the Horn Leech. This is actually a Scarf Tapu Bulu, which I brought for a couple of his Pokemon that I really wanted to outspeed with Tapu Bulu, hopefully as a surprise. Here's the Brave Bird, and it's going to hit me really, really kind of hard. So, yeah, that's not good damage. And here, I just make a complete brain fart play. I decided just to go for another Horn Leech, and I go, oh, maybe switch out next turn. And then he Spirit Shackles. So, yeah, I don't know why I wasn't thinking Spirit Shackle. This is really bad for me, because it's going to lock Tapu Bulu in. I'm locked in a Horn Leech. And that is literally awful, because the grass disappears, and now he can just pretty much kill Tapu Bulu. And means I won't be able to bring in Howlucha with the grassy terrain up. So there goes Unburden. And while my Howlucha is fast, it did actually EV it to outspeed Mega Gallade even without Unburden. It really does hurt its sweeping potential without the Grassy Seed. It also hurts its bulk because I won't get that +1 defense. And yeah, he's going to go ahead and make sure his Decidueye stays healthy. So a very, very heads-up play for him. This is just a bad play on my part, taking that Spirit Shackle. I should have realized that that was a thing that he would be wanting to do. And yeah, this just... But like at the same time, nothing on my team wants to take a Leaf Blade in the grassy terrain, so I was kind of trying to stall out the grassy terrain a little bit, and it ends up just going to backfire here. Let's go for another Horn Leech. It's not even being boosted by the grassy terrain anymore because it's gone. Doesn't do crap. He's just going to go ahead and roost again because he knows that he can just murder me and keep his Decidueye pretty darn healthy. And looking at my team, because I didn't bring Darmanitan, this Decidueye is actually quite a problem. In fact, looking at it right now, this Decidueye is maybe the problem on his team. Despite, you know, Mega Gallade and Heatran, I prepped for those guys. This Decidueye might be a problem. So, going to go into Circuitry. I don't really want to take a Leaf Blade, but I do have, obviously, the Z-Hypnosis. I'm going to go for it. I didn't want to pop Z-Hypnosis this early, but situations have kind of, you know, called for it. I need to get the +1. I need to get something asleep, hopefully, so I'm going to go for it. He goes into his Scarf Rotom. I do get the hit there with Hypnosis, so that's nice. And this thing is now going to be sleeping, and just going to go for the T-Bolt. I want to get rid of this guy and get my, you know, plus attack, special attack. I didn't bring, I did not bring this week, I did not bring Tail Glow, because I wanted the coverage of, for example, this here, Dazzling Gleam. Now, in comes Hydreigon. He's going to be Scarfed, unfortunately. I already knew that Scarf Hydreigon's going to outspeed Circuitry. It's, he has a very small chance, I believe, if he's max special attack with Timid Nature to KO. Thankfully, he does not. In fact, that looked to be maybe one of the lower end rolls, because I did survive with 19 HP. But however, it's still good for him because he can still go into Mega Gallade, and he's probably going to bring Shadow Sneak, which is Mega Gallade's priority move. He knows that he, in fact, he prepped very well for Circuitry. He probably already knew that if Draco Meteor doesn't kill, that, you know, Shadow Sneak's going to be a confirmed kill. So I'm going to go into my Howlucha. Without my Tapu Bulu, it's kind of like, you know, death fodder. I know Acrobatics isn't going to be boosted because I didn't get rid of my item, but I am going to be faster anyway. I just want to get some damage here on the Gallade. Obviously, he's going to have that Psycho Cut, so I'm going to, you know, die, but I needed something to come in, do some damage, and, you know, get sacked off. So in comes my Politoed to get the Drizzle off, and I'm kind of hoping to, you know, set up Kabutops here. He's going to withdraw his Gallade into a Alomomola, which obviously kind of just walls my Politoed. I do have Toxic. He probably has Refresh, but I do have Toxic on this Politoed, so at the very least I can make him waste turns refreshing, except he gets the burn. So actually I was kind of mad that he got the burn here, because now I can't Toxic him and kind of either force him to waste a turn refreshing or not. But now I'm going to go into my Kabutops. It's like my last physical thing, and thankfully that didn't burn, because I actually brought Choice Band Kabutops, and Kabutops actually had a really nice matchup here against Vizually, which is why I wanted to bring it. Unfortunately, I miss that first Stone Edge. And, you know, it's Stone Edge, so, you know, you gotta have to expect a miss, but I would have really liked to hit that first one. I'm gonna go for it again. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough to take this guy out. But look at that damage. If I would have connected with the first one, at the very least, it would have forced him to switch, because he wouldn't want to risk, obviously, losing his Alomomola. And then I would have gotten maybe a third chance to hit something else, because the rest of his Pokemon all take really, really bad damage from that Stone Edge. And that miss is putting me in a bad position, because the Alomomola, of course, has Regenerator. It can just switch out and, heal. My last real chance is Nihilego. This Alomomola is weakened, thanks to Stone Edge, so I know that the rest of his Pokemon are to the point that maybe, just maybe, I can either 2-hit KO them, or, if they switch in. So I'm really hoping, or, obviously kill that Alomomola and at +1 maybe kill them. But this Heatran, unfortunately, is going to be able to take that, and it looks like it's not a 2-hit KO, so I don't want to take an Earth Power. I go out into my Politoed, who just kind of takes it, and now I'm going to go into Xurkitree, because I'm thinking that Stealth Rocks might come out, and I'm also thinking that he might decide to switch into Alomomola because he switched in earlier. He does go for the Stealth Rock, so it's a good thing I got in on my Xurkitree here before he's going to obviously die on the switch-in. I'm just going to go for the Thunderbolt, hoping to take out Heatran, but, it's especially bulky, as we already saw. In fact, from the calcs, it's definitely especially bulky, because that Power Gem should have 2-hit KO'd if it wasn't, so... Anyway, I'm going to go back into Nihilego. I know I can take at least one Earth Power, not that it matters. I'm going to just hopefully, in fact, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, if I get the special attack boost, I think I can kill the rest of his team. But he makes a really good play here, and to avoid my my Nihilego from sweeping, I go for the Power Gem to kill the Heatran, but this was actually a pro play. He goes into his Alomomola, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just kill this thing at the +1. He goes back into Heatran, takes the Stealth Rock hit, and dies. No Beast Boost for me. And I was at the point that, this Decidueye, if I had +1 special attack, I might be able to kill it. But because I don't have that +1 special attack, now I know I can't. So I was like, oh, man. So that's really bad. This thing is a max defense. Just by judging by damage from earlier, this is a max defense. Decidueye doesn't, so that means it probably isn't specially bulky. It probably has HP, but I think I could have been able to kill it at +1 Power Gem, but he made a very, very good play there to prevent that from happening. So I need to switch up my moves to the more powerful Sludge Wave. I go for an Ice Beam there, and that was a really good play for him. He knew that I was either going to have to switch out, and he got the prediction right with going for the Roost, because that keeps his Decidueye healthy enough to maybe even live a Sludge Wave. So there's the wish. I have to hope that I know this thing's specially bulky, but my only shot right now is a Nihilego sweep, so need to just go for this Sludge Wave, and I'm hoping that it's a 2-hit KO, or to be honest, because that's my chance here. He's going to go ahead and go for that Protect. He doesn't want to lose a Alomomola, and, I have to hope it's a 2-hit KO from this range. It's my only chance. He's going to wish this turn. I need I need it to be the Sludge Wave do enough damage. It's my strongest move. No, that's not enough. That is not enough. I need a crit now. It's that simple. This thing can keep kind of wishing at me, and eventually he's going to have enough HP to scald me, which will not feel nice, especially if the rain is still up. So yeah, there is the Protect, and the Sludge Wave obviously does not hit the mark. Alomomola is now healthy again, so that's not good. I'm just going to keep going for the Sludge Wave. I'm locked into it. I am Scarfed, so I'm just going to go for it, get the Sludge Wave. The other thing I have to do is stay healthy enough to survive potentially a hit from Shadow Sneak from Gallade. That Scald is going to do enough, especially with the Burn. And I think the Burn, yeah, that more or less clinched it here, unfortunately, because now I have a turn limit. He has Protect. I have a turn limit, he has Protect, he has, Wish, so he's going to just go for the Protect, just take that burn damage. Burn damage was nerfed in this generation, but when you're this low, I'm taking fire damage every turn, or not fire damage, burn damage. Yeah, he can just Wish here, unless I crit the Sludge Wave, it's not going to kill, and even if I do at this point, his Gallade can come in and Shadow Sneak, because Nihilego's physical bulk is just horrible. He goes for the Scald. Without the rain, it doesn't kill me, but it is going to leave me in red. Now I'm definitely in Shadow Sneak range, and yeah, this Alomomola might die to the next Sludge Wave, but I know he's just going to Protect to kill me, so I'm like, what, screw it. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction. I'm going to go into my Politoed. So yeah, the Protect does come here. He pretty much has to use it, and I'm just going to go for the Scald to hopefully take this guy out, or obviously if Decidueye comes in, then that would be unfortunate. In fact, that's what I'm kind of expecting. Actually, getting the Decidueye burn really wouldn't be that bad, but no, he's going to stay in, and I'm actually going to be able to take out the Alomomola. So that's nice. Down to a 2-0. In comes Decidueye. I'm just going to go for an Ice Beam. I'm pretty sure he kills me with a Leaf Blade at this range. I actually outspeed. In fact, this is actually a speed tie. I don't think either of us has speed investment. I think we have the same speed tier, so there you go. Because he's actually going to outspeed this next one and kill me. But yeah, I'm just going to switch into my Nihilego and actually die to Stealth Rocks. But whatever. Anyway, good game there, Viz. It's kind of heartbreaking to lose. I feel like I prepped really well, actually, for this match, but I think the Tapu Bulu misplay early, letting him get trapped, really did. I mean, Decidueye, his Decidueye and his Aloma Mola did a really good job at slowing down my threats. So credit to him. He played that very well. I think letting my Tapu Bulu get trapped was like something I couldn't really recover from. At the same time, though, I am kind of hopeful because if my Stone Edge connected, I think I would have had a better chance to win because that low Momola wouldn't have been much of a problem. Obviously, if it take the first one, it could potentially get to a KO'd or force him to switch and sack something else. So yeah, that Stone Age miss really, really sucked for me. Not to mention, the mistake earlier with Tapu Bulu. It would have been really nice to get up the Halucha, which actually had a pretty nice chance against his team. All in all, mistakes were made. I think both of us played pretty well. Definitely visually played really well enough to win. At the same time, I just have to be wondering what happened if I did make that little mistake earlier. Well, kind of big mistake earlier with the Spirit Shackle. Wondering what could have happened. Not to and if the Stone Edge hit. But of course, you can't rely on Stone Edge hitting. But it would have been really nice if that first Stone Edge hit, because that would have made him, would have forced him to have a choice, and I would have probably got another kill that way, which could have swung the battle. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Visually, he's a great battler, and he played very well. So we dropped down to 5-2. Next week we have the Kentucky Typhlosions, and he's actually 4th place in our conference right now. And he's kind of like swapping out with... We're 3rd place now in our conference, by the way. Our conference is insane. But him and Root, who I lost to earlier, so is kind of vying for that 4th slot right now. But I could potentially get dragged down into like the that fringe range of the conference if I lose this next one and not have the tiebreaker over Root and Mr. Chabry, who coaches the Typhlosion. So it's really important that I win the next one because I know that I have Visually again the week after, and that's a game that I'm not going to say, we just lost to him, and he's an excellent battler. I would like to get the second match, but it's not something that, I feel really confident is going to 100% happen. So we need to get that next win. Next week is really important. The week after is even more important. Actually, the rest of my schedule this year is pretty insane. I think like my other 2 matches are against like 1-loss teams, so it's pretty insane. So we have a really tough schedule. We need to get a couple more wins. Good game to Visually. You did really great. And it's a pleasure to play you. And I guess I'll see you a couple weeks from now. Anyway, today's question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite Rotom form? Just from a design perspective, obviously Rotom Wash is typically the one that's considered the best due to the typing. Water's a very, very strong type, especially when combined with Levitate and the electric type. Obviously, I really kind of like, though, the design of Rotom Mo. I always kind of did. Definitely not Rotom Pokedex. That thing annoys the crap out of me. But there's, this is design. From the design standpoint, which one's your favorite? Obviously, we know that Heat and Wash form are probably the best. So leave a comment about that and see you guys again next time. Later.